He sits alone, swallowed whole by the darkness. His allotted space far exceeds that of the other nameless occupants. To the monotonous rhythm of wheels gliding over steel tracks, he thinks, playing the same thought over and over. Her fear and rejection, like the flashes of light that sneak between the cracks, stab at him. He thinks about it again. Another stab. He shouldn't have been so quick to act, he tells himself. But he was mad. Everything around had become a challenge. What harm in facing another? He knows that answer now. Fear and rejection. So he blinks. A cue to change the channel. Think about something else. Home. It must be near. The costume tells him so. The costume, actually a symbiote life form, has been with him through a lot. It's rarely wrong. The mechanical heartbeat begins to slow as the steel beast creeps into the station. His costume goes limp. This is Spawn's stop. Even before it stopped, a sea of homeless humanity spews quickly from the boxcar. Their journey is almost over. The promised land is but a few miles away. The time for banding together now ended. Each begins what he hopes will be a new life, a new path. One occupant chooses a path no other can follow.
This feels good.
A city once hated has now become his haven. Filled with an anxiety he didn't expect, Spawn breaks into a sprint. Adrenaline pumps harder. He needs his allies. More so, he wants them. Finally engulfed in the black bosom of the beckoning shadows, he pauses. The familiar darkness blankets him with comfort. The king has returned.
Come on, Bootsy, get a grip. For the last 3 weeks, you dragged me here to look at your friggin' footwear.
But I miss them.
Look, you put them there yourself. Made a big production out of it too, remember? Now live with it.
Ah, come on, Bobby. You don't just live with things for 20 years and forget about them. I need to wean myself slowly.
Just keep reminding yourself why they're up there.
Yeah, I know. He did more for us than I could ever hope to repay.
I miss Al too. I ain't going to stand around all night babysitting. So wake me when you come to your senses.
Boo!
Where the hell have you been? You thought you were, gone.
Not a chance. I'd miss you guys too much.
Man, I thought for sure someone's gotten to you, with all the crazies that have come through here. Well, after 10 days we didn't hold much hope, even at a memorial and stuff. I'm glad we were wrong. Though now that you're back, there's no point in leaving my boots here. At least they gotta head out.
Not far away.
Orbital Station 1, this is Tehran headquarters.
Acknowledged.
Gentlemen, let this serve as a formal introduction. I am Raphael. I am taking over for Gabrielle, who has been removed as commander of Terran Affairs. The embarrassing debacle of her dealing with the current Spawn, and her personal grudge against a fellow angel, created an atmosphere which shall not be repeated during my tenure. I will run this office with far greater efficiency than you may be accustomed to, and will not tolerate failure on any level. Do I make myself clear?
Affirmative.
Good. give me a status report on your current Tehran readings.
At present, we have 3 signals emanating from Earth.
3? Are you sure?
We've confirmed a number of times the readings are correct. 2 of the signals, though, are weak.
What are we talking about then? A partial derivative or an entirely new entity?
Analysis still inconclusive, but all 3 readings occur in the same 5-block radius. The area is known locally as the Bowery in New York City.
You mean they're all in my backyard?
It appears so. The 2 weaker signals are mobile sentient beings, incidentally.
This is unheard of. It's been speculated that a power transference may be possible, but we've known the character of each spawn. None has ever willingly released power to another. This may put our prime target in a vulnerable position. Have you chosen a new vessel?
Affirmative. This soldier will be tailored to our current data. Tests following our other attempt indicate that the elemental fire content was accurate, but incompatible with the subject. We have since decommissioned that first soldier. We conclude that our next subject must willingly embrace the vast power of the fire.
Ah, a soldier with a good soul. Perfect!
Come on. No, not again. This won't help me find my murder conspiracy evidence. Had to give Jason Wynn credit. He sure knows how to make the most of his influence. He either comes up squeaky clean or has rendered the information frozen in the data link up. Someone's built a heck of a fortress around him. Let me try something else. Unbelievable. His entire life directory has been reclassified. My security clearance isn't enough to even get close to his secure data. That's never happened before. The best I can figure, those recent security changes were directed by an obsolete sector. They were shut down months ago. Old Jason is hiding something. I doubt even the president's office could get those files. Maybe if I reroute through the International Sector F. Category 12. God. He's got the whole system worldwide locked up. Only one option left. Upgrade my status, which means a transfer into Wynn's department.
Well, like I said, been real quiet around here of late. Kinda boring after all the excitement you created. Can't say I don't mind the quiet sometimes, but it gives a lot of people empty time to think about things. Good and bad.
What are you getting at?
Well, a lot of guys, they've been talking. The stupid stuff, you know. Dumb rumors. Even a little paranoia, if you ask me. But the talk hasn't quieted down, Al. Now you're back. It'll get crazy. I heard the other day that a bunch of guys want to drive you out of here. Think you're no good. They think you just sucked the life out of their territory. Bootsy and I, we want you here. You gave me my life back. I'll never forget that. Never desert you. That's why it was so hard to understand how you could just split and not say anything.
Didn't have a choice. Bunch of angels dragged me to heaven, then dumped me in the deep south. Being a spawn makes me a prime item on their agenda. It just took me this long to get back, without using the limited energy that devil gave me. Being away was a chance to see that my existence isn't the only one that's out of control. No one seems safe from conflict. Not angels. Not children. And some go to dramatic lengths to create the violence. So let whoever you run it to know that I'm back. Tell them to deal with that fact. Anyway, where's my good buddy the Curse? Got tired of hanging around.
Don't know. No one does. But he's been missing for a while. Must have been in a hell of a hurry, though. Didn't even take part of his arm with him. What a mess, huh?
Speaking of which, what's the deal with your cape? It doesn't seem very impressive anymore. I thought it protected you or something.
You got me, Bootsy. It's just kind of freaked out. While I was in heaven, I lost most of it while escaping. It's still acting weird. Now weeks later, The whole costume's been far more aggressive. Large pieces of its cape that were torn away have left it weak and in shock. I'm hoping it doesn't get too bizarre.
It had been a miracle, his mother kept telling everyone. No one, not even his parents, expected such a life change from Phil Temper. Constantly in and out of juvenile detention from early on. Finally convicted and incarcerated 2 years for felony grand theft. It was in prison that Phil gave himself completely to the Lord's bidding. Now he's the model citizen, even training to be a minister at the local church. After 11 solid years serving the Lord, he still prays every night that he will be worthy of God's kingdom when the time comes. Orbital Station 1.
Bi-level sensors indicate an even greater tolerance for pain than originally projected. Our soldiers shall be near perfect. The combined emotional and physical attributes make him indeed a superior vessel. In a few minutes, the subject's body composition will complete the internal transmutation. All that our Redeemer yet requires is the final step. Nuclear fire diffusion.
Earlier today in New York City's Bowery, a mysterious light was at the center of the unexplained disappearance of one of the area's leading citizens. Phil Temper had worked with the homeless through various charities and shelters for 11 years and was honored last year as Volunteer of the Year by the city's mayor. Numerous eyewitnesses tell essentially the same story, CNN has learned. They claim Temper was struck by what appeared to be lightning and vanished. His grateful clients scoured the area in vain. Temper is officially listed as missing, but some have expressed doubt that he could have survived the experience.
New York's finest are still at a loss to explain the disappearance of a prominent Good Samaritan at that Bowery charity mission earlier today. A source at the police commissioner's office revealed that the investigation may include the caped vigilante known as Spawn. This elusive masked figure has been a fixture in the Bowery since his arrival some months ago, and has contributed more than his share of fuss and commotion to the scene. Our Crimson Avenger's recent extended unexplained absence has left the shabby little district much as he found it, drearier and quieter than any right-thinking part of Manhattan should ever be.
Now bam! Out of left field comes another New York moment as a model citizen vanishes from the middle of a soup kitchen. This is the same well-scrubbed citizen who was showered with gold and hype during our previous mayor's failed re-election bid. Could the sore loser have called in one last favor from on high and had the poor lad sacrifice on the altar of unwelcome ambition? The boys in blue, meanwhile, have given this case the same care and attention they would a stolen car radio in Times Square. Just goes to show you how sincere our politicians are about their commitment to the little guy. Pick out an aw-shucks social worker, give him a trophy at a press conference, then let him go rot. God bless us, everyone.
An NYPD gymnasium.
Goodness, sir. I've never seen that many digits on a scale before. It's even gone up since the last time. Hard to understand, especially since you cut back to only a dozen donuts a day.
Not even this could ruin today.
A little perky, are we? This wouldn't by chance have anything to do with Chief Banks.
Let's just say that right now our good friend is receiving a tiny package. And I don't think it's going to brighten up his day.
Damn. This is Banks. Get me win. Now!
At 4 a.m., the Bowery's back streets finally drag to a halt. Each of the alley's occupants has sought out his place of rest. A careful pecking order underlies the cozy jumble. It is one of the short periods when it's safe to rest, especially tonight. Word spread quickly of their king's return. Now they can sleep like babies, and like a proud father, he stands in the shadows and looks down on them, his children.
The moment feels so natural.
As he listens to their muffled breathing, a sudden sensation grips him. His chains pull towards some unknown destination.
Danger,
the costume is telling its host. He sprints 3 city blocks before rounding the last corner, then stops dead in his tracks. He curses the twisted existence that's now his, and curses the familiar figure before him.
Therefore, your signal radiates the most weakly of the 3. A necroplasm transferal from a hellspawn is the probable source.
What are you talking about, you crazy punk? I'm not Spawn.
But your newfound life has made you a receptacle for a residual aura you'd have no way of perceiving. You pose no threat. You are, however, the first such case to be documented. Orbital Station 1, acknowledge. Sentient being located. Permission to return to base.
Affirmative. Redeemer locator readings confirm analysis of source.
The scene is beginning to play like a bad sci-fi movie.
I'm going to ask just once. Back away from him, nice and slow like. This is between you and me, anti-spawn.
The name is Redeemer! My mission is with this subject, not you. So leave. Your time will come later. Now this is interesting.
Damn you, I said leave him alone.
Don't you understand? You must be even more ignorant of your hellspawn abilities than we've determined. You do not have the strength to stop me. Listen to your costume. It's weak. Thus, so are you!
Spawn is tossed aside like a broken rag doll with each assault. His efforts are almost embarrassing. Direct attack is futile. Trickery now seems to be his only option. Spawn positions himself directly in Redeemer's line of fire, knowing the damage will be severe, but less crippling than it appears.
I said release him!
Unfortunately, his strategy has failed. He never considered that Redeemer would teleport, his victim in tow. Lying in a crumpled, exhausted heap, Spawn and his costume are unable to recover in time to help his friend.
Man, look at the size of that hole. It's okay. The curse gave it to me a while back. Didn't want to waste power fixing it. The costume minute itself over it. I was hoping the Redeemer would think he'd done me some serious damage and give me an opening to ambush him.
Horror engulfs Spawn as his costume acts on its own, flailing and snapping uncontrollably.
It can't recognize who's on my side. Run!
The costume lashes about wildly like a trapped animal facing death. With every possible object now shredded, the costume and alley go silent. Deathly silent. The first hint of life comes hours later. It begins to move. To grow. To breathe. The costume lives again.
Been a long, long time. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to become part of the C-Dub Army. Also, ring the bell to be notified and follow the Twitter and Twitch for more updates. Oh, and let them know that I'm back, and let them know to deal with that fact. Malabolgia, just you wait.